What's up, everyone? I am Ernest of the Dove Report, and let's talk trades. The prospect hugger has some new prospects to hug at this point, but I want to be honest. I'm going to be honest, fair, balanced with whatever small, immediate information and reaction I can have to the New York Mets Minnesota Twins trade for AJ Minter, where they get two prospects. But I want to talk about it. I want to give some Mets-centric-ish comparisons to at least have a thought process, maybe some of the stuff that relates to David Stearns type players. Let me get into it. The Mets finally late last night made a trade, trading AJ Minter to the Minnesota Twins, but there's a report the Mets are really not covering any of his remaining contract. That's something key to mention in the return. But in the return, of course, you get another major leaguer's son at this point. You get Bruin Abayani, and you have Billy Amik, a power college bat. Let me get into it. You have the younger guy first. Abayani. It looks like he's definitely a nice hit tool guy who will draw walks. Very limited sample size. You'll be shocked to learn that David Stearns acquired not one, but two prospects with injury history already in pro ball, and Abayani is currently out after a surgery. Isn't that wonderful? But fielding-wise, it looks like he appears to be a bat-first player for Abayani. He does have a lot of speed, a lot of contact. He has more walks than Ks in his very limited 2 pro seasons so far. So he puts a lot of bat on ball. It sounds like he would have to be a gap-to-gap doubles hitting guy using his speed. Defensively, kind of sounds like he's a bat first, which means even though he plays second, short, and third, there are some thoughts, early scouting projections, he may end up at second base, which again, that's one of those places, first and second, if that's where you're going to be projected as a ceiling, not always a great idea. But really nice kind of bat you have to wait on, especially after an injury. So now we're going to wait a few years on Abayani. Billy Amik, or should I call him Ryan Clifford? It seems like we've just acquired another Ryan Clifford. Even going back to Abayani, offensively, maybe I think of him like a younger players the Mets have recently acquired as well. Is he going to be one of those guys like Marco Vargas, basically, without Marco Vargas' defense in the middle? That could be that. But now, Amik / Clifford, do we have the same guy? He's a third baseman, first baseman, hitting a whole lot of home runs. He hit over 23 home runs already this season in AA, which is technically the show me level, but extremely high K rate. Even some of the scouting from the draft, they were hoping or projecting that Amik would hit for a hit tool as well as average and power, which is why he got drafted so high in the second round a couple of years ago. But here we are now, 2026. Oh, by the way, again, injury history. He hasn't played a lot in pro ball. So we have to wait on Amik as well. Usually Stearns will do this for the pitchers, but now all of a sudden he's acquiring 2 hitters with injury history. But again, this is huge power bat potential. What can they do? Whatever they're doing at Clifford, they need to fix that. And then once they figure out that cheat code, they need to do it with Billy Amik. Overall, it's my thoughts. Like I said on social media, this isn't a great return, but these two guys were ranked by Pipeline in the top 30 in the Twins organization. The Twins, my understanding, have a better farm system currently than the Mets. So you would think both of these guys are immediately top 30 prospects in the Mets organization. So you've acquired 2 top 30 prospects for a rental that you barely used. I've been saying this now online. He wasn't a high leverage guy, Minter. He always was, obviously, as a major leaguer, but this year, coming back after his injuries, the Mets weren't using him in the 8th inning, 7th inning, 9th inning really a lot. That was going to Raley, Brazaban, Weaver, Williams. So he was basically our 5th reliever. Now again, should they have used him more? Should they have used him in higher leverage situations? I would say yes, but that's how it was used. So you're basically trading a middle reliever who's a rental, and you get 2 prospects that are going to be ranked in your top 30. So 2 of the top. Now you're going to have 2 guys that are your 30 best of sorts in your farm system. Overall, it's okay. They have a lot of work to do. My understanding is, per sources that agree with other sources I've seen online, the Mets are going to be acquiring a whole lot of prospects during this deadline. I could expect up to a dozen, to be honest. So I'm trying to give some of this information as it goes. Hopefully I get up to 12 new guys at this point by the end of the 4 days. I'll keep you guys updated best I can. Thank you so much for watching.